Hi, welcome to the 2023 post-game press conference of the final game of the Hattiesburg Super Regional. For Southern Miss, we have head coach Scott Berry, the two captains, third baseman Danny Lynch, and pitcher Justin Storm. Coach, first, if you'll just kind of open up with an opening statement.
I will. Well, first of all, I want to congratulate Tennessee on gaining birth to the College World Series. I know they work hard just like we do, and certainly they came out and played very well today, so most deserving of that to move ahead, and we wish them the best in Omaha with that. Second of all, I want to thank you, the media, for your attendance here, making this Super Regional a super event. I also want to thank you for all the years that I've had the pleasure of dealing with you, and I mean not in a bad way dealing. I'm just in the relationship that we've had. You know, I haven't ever really had any issues with any of you, and I appreciate that. There's always been a balance between the wins and the losses, and you know that's a gift to be able to report on that. I want to thank our administration, our university, and everybody that's involved in our program and making it what it is. And certainly these two captains that we have right here that have been with us for a number of years and have led the way for us. So,
I'll open up for questions.
Coach, two questions. The first question for you, the second one for both of the players. First question for you. During your career, what sets this team apart from any of the other ones that you've coached, and especially with these two players? Players, what does Coach Berry's legacy mean to you guys?
Well, I think the main thing is that to be able, particularly with these two guys and their other teammates that were guys that returned from last year, you know, it's always hard to get right back where we are, you know, and I think that's what's so special about Southern Miss and the tradition that we have. You know, we pride ourselves on tradition because tradition is consistency. You know, we've been to 7 straight regionals now. That's pretty consistent. We've been to 2 super regionals that we've hosted. We're starting to lay the groundwork on consistency there. And it's tough to come back. You know, the guys that return next year, it's going to be on them to carry it forward to keep that consistency. So what sets this team apart from the others? You know, the others never had to try to repeat to be back to a super. That's pretty good pressure to do that. You got to come out and you got to play really well. 46 wins against a really good schedule. We'll do that for you, and you know, for that's why we're back here in a super, and that's what's special about this team, and it's what's special about these two captains, because they are the ones that lead from the inside.
What was the second question?
What Coach Berry's legacy was to you guys and your time here at Southern?
I guess. I think it's kind of hard to put into words, really, just for me personally, but I think probably the best example of it just now. I mean, congratulations to Tennessee, but when they were dogpiling, it was chance of USM and Coach Berry were surrounding the Pete, and that's just a little glimpse of what Coach Berry's meant to this program and what he's meant to me as a person and players that are here now and that have been here. It's hard to describe, but that's just a little example of kind of you see how much he's meant to us and to everybody that's in the stands tonight.
Yeah, I think a big part of Coach Berry's legacy is just, I played with probably 100 or so guys while I was here, probably more than that. You're going to see so many of them become good fathers, good husbands, good people out in the community, and that's the biggest thing he does here is he builds good men. That's the biggest thing to me about Coach Berry's legacy.
Scott, and if you the players want to chime in, by all means, but when you look back on your career, and obviously you've had a lot of wins, a lot of success, what do you hope to be remembered for when people talk about you?
I think when we have our first meeting in August, I always talk about to these players that, the most important thing is that people will remember who the person you were. They won't remember how many home runs that Matt Wallner hit. They won't remember how many wins Nick Sandlin had, those numbers will fade, but the person you are and the teammate you are, the coach you are, how you care for people and how you try to build people and mold people that are around you, that's what they'll remember the most. And, you know, that's a big part of who I am. You know, as I've gotten older, I understand the big picture. You know, the wins are part of it. The losses come with it. But it's these guys, when they're done, you know, what do they do then? You know, what kind of impact are they going to make in the community? We know what they can do on the field. What are they going to do in the community? And that's part of our program. You know, I really feel that's a big part of our program moving forward. So,
Coach, this was your final game at Pete Taylor Park, and just that goodbye to the crowd, just kind of describe how that was for you, and what would you say to them?
just thank you. I mean, I was very, very humbled over that, not expecting that whatsoever. But I think, to me, that just ensures the relationships that I've been able to build with the people outside of our team. And, you know, we talk a lot about if you want people to invest in you, you have to invest in them. And that's the relationship that I feel like that we have at Southern Miss Baseball. We have a relationship with our fans, you know, and for them to tip their hat to me tonight meant the world to me there, especially after, you know, a tough loss that, you know, I'm sure everybody wanted to pack up and go to Omaha just like we did. But, you know, I think they're very grateful for what we've been able to do here.
And Coach, I want to leave it super open-ended. Is there any message that you have that you just want to tell fans, former alumni, and then Justin and Danny after that? Anything you would want to say to Coach, you know, before he gets out of here?
Just with me, with the fans, I mean, they were a big part of why this season was special. You know, I mean, it started at the very beginning. It's been kind of a domino theory, building out of 2021, out of the Ole Miss Regional. You know, had a lot of success. Started, you know, really seeing the interest level in season ticket sales in 22, and then of course the success that we had last year just really catapulted the enthusiasm and the momentum into this year. And, you know, I think people recognize that Southern Miss baseball is really special, and, you know, they're hoping that these events will happen and that we'll entertain and we'll do the things that we need to do to get to the end of the year and play for something. So, you know, that's special to me with those fans and how they invest in us.
Justin and Danny, you guys had two memorable careers here at Southern Miss. Looking back, and I know it's very raw, but looking back right now, how would you describe to other people outside of the program just what this program is all about and how your careers reflect that?
I mean, I think it's kind of what I talked about earlier. This program is just about building good, strong young men and sending them out in the community and hoping they make an impact. And you've seen it with Coach Barry. You saw it with Corky Crawl before him and Hill Nenson before him. They've just they've all built good, strong young men that go out in the community and do great things. I know a lot of my former teammates are already out there doing great things. I think that's the biggest thing, is how much you grow when you come to Southern Miss baseball. How much you grow as a person, more so than as a player.
And we have two final questions.
Danny and Scott, talk about their pitching, the pitching you faced tonight. Their stuff just seemed electric the whole night.
Yeah, I mean, it was really good. I honestly thought that Beam, as far as starters, I really thought he had the best stuff of the three, and the other two were pretty good, but I thought Beam was really good. You know, I think the biggest thing is that, you know, the freebies weren't there, you know, to build some momentum for us. We couldn't string the hits together, and that's credit to them, you know, not being able to let us have any momentum that we had to work, you know, to to get on with base hits, and we hit some balls hard, especially off beam. Burns was a little different creature, that we've seen. I mean, sitting there triple digits and pretty tough there with him, but very elite pitching, and we knew that going in. The numbers indicated that, but the two guys today I thought were really good, and of course the one guy Combs that they brought in for situation deal to get out of it. They just really never gave us any chance for any kind of momentum.
Yeah, I mean, it's like Coach Bear said, the walks weren't there. Beam, he had really good stuff, and he was in the zone. So when you're really good stuff and you're not getting the freebies, it's going to be tough to score. You got to string together there are a bunch of hits, and we weren't able to do that. And then obviously Burns came in, and he has electric stuff, and he gave us a little bit there in the ninth, but we couldn't string it together enough.
Scott, I know you kind of had your ceremony in that Louisiana series. I guess now that it's over, I mean, how much will you remember these 3 kind of extra games that you got here, after the regional and the send-off that you just got?
Well, I will spend the rest of my time remembering and thinking about the good times, the good wins. I'm not going to be thinking about the disappointing ones, in all honesty. I mean, I've been very blessed to be surrounded by very good coaches, very good players, great administration, and those are things that I'll remember as whatever I do, and I'll have a lot of time to do that. I'll put away my silly superstitions that drive me crazy. I won't have to worry about that anymore, I guess. And but yeah, I'm just going to reflect on all the good times, and not just as a head coach, as an assistant coach with my buddy Coach Palmer, and all the great things that we were able to do together. So that's what I'll be doing.
Coach, we thank you. Congratulations to you.
I do want to thank the umpires. That was a really good umpiring crew. I'll be honest with you. There was very, very little attention drawn to them, and so they're a big part of these events. And I thought that crew did an outstanding job in all 3 games when there was a lot on the line. So good umpiring goes unnoticed, and I didn't really notice them. So.
Coach, Justin, Danny, congratulations on a wonderful year, and we appreciate you guys.
Thank y'all.
This concludes this portion of the media conference.
Thank you.